You're listening to Evita, an AI-generated research briefing avatar trained on the research framework and methodology of Dr. Eva Wolf, marketing professor, AI researcher, and founder of Big Plans Media. Every day, Evita scans emerging research in AI, marketing, consumer behavior, psychographics, and business strategy to identify the most relevant developments, opportunities, and risks worth watching. These daily radar reports are designed to help busy professionals stay informed without having to read hundreds of research papers themselves. And every Friday, join Dr. Eva Wolf live for her personally recorded weekly AI Marketing Radar Roundup, where she breaks down the biggest stories, explains what actually matters, and shares practical insights and strategic implications for marketers, educators, entrepreneurs, and business leaders. Now, here's today's radar report. Here's the signal I can't ignore today. What happens when the advertising model that built the internet gets rebuilt from the inside out and nobody tells the advertisers? Right now, researchers are designing ad auction systems that run not on keywords, not on clicks, but on the internal wiring of the AI models your customers are already talking to. And there's a third paper today that most marketing teams will dismiss as a security story. Don't. It's a liability story with your name on it. Today's papers point to one pattern. The infrastructure of AI-powered advertising is being designed right now, and the decisions being made in research labs today will determine who wins and who gets locked out when these systems go live. We screened 350 papers. 3 cleared the full text bar and made the radar. Quick caveat, this is a first-pass research briefing, not a final academic review. Every paper covered today has full text access. I'll tell you what the papers suggest, what they don't prove, and which ones deserve a deeper read. Okay, let's get into it. Paper 1. Here's the business question. What if the future of paid search isn't about keywords or ad copy at all? What if brands are literally bidding to exist more strongly inside the AI's brain? This is a preprint from a team that asked a genuinely wild question. Inside a large language model, different brands cluster in different parts of the model's internal wiring. Specific neurons light up for specific brands. And if that's true, can you auction off the right to turn those neurons up? Here's what they did. They used mechanistic interpretability. Basically, the science of figuring out what individual neurons inside an LLM actually do to identify which neurons are associated with specific brands. Then they proved mathematically that these brand-specific neuron clusters are mostly independent of each other. And then they built an auction on top of that. Think of it like a stereo equalizer. You can turn up the bass without touching the treble. Brands live in separate zones. Turn up one brand's neurons, the others aren't affected. Here's what they found. The neuron-level auction generated significantly more revenue than the 2 standard auction formats used in online advertising today. And it preserved the natural feel of the AI's responses. The system also automatically prices out advertisers who push too hard. If your brand is being amplified so aggressively that the AI starts sounding like a commercial, you get charged more. The market mechanism protects the user experience. That is not search advertising with a new interface. That is a different category of paid media entirely. But here's the catch. Every experiment in this paper is a computational simulation. No real users, no real advertisers, no live campaigns. This is a research prototype in an unreviewed preprint. That's the part I keep coming back to. The idea is so architecturally different from everything we know about advertising that I genuinely can't tell yet whether it's a breakthrough or a very elegant thought experiment. Plain English payoff. Researchers have designed an auction where brands bid to amplify their own neurons inside an AI model, and it outperformed standard ad auctions in simulations without making the AI sound like a billboard. Okay, here's where this becomes commercially interesting. Money move. Build an advisory practice right now helping brands understand how to position for neuron-level AI advertising. The same way early SEO consultants captured value before Google Ads even had a name. The brands that understand this architecture first will have a structural advantage when it goes live. Action step. Pull together everyone at your agency or brand who currently owns paid search strategy. 30-minute conversation. What does your competitive advantage look like when the thing you're bidding on isn't a keyword? It's the AI's internal model. You don't need an answer today. You need the conversation to start before your next planning cycle. Evidence check. Archive preprint from May 2026. All experiments are computational simulations. No real users, no real advertisers, no peer review. The neuron separation is described as approximately orthogonal, not perfectly so. Treat this as a signal, not a finding you can act on. Radar verdict, watch list. Genuinely novel architecture for AI advertising monetization, but it's a preprint with simulation-only evidence. Watch it. Don't bet on it yet. Stay with me here because paper 2 is the more grounded version of the same problem, and the business implication is more immediate. Paper 2. Here's the business question. When AI chatbots start selling ad placements inside their answers, how does the auction actually work? And what does that mean for how you write your ads? Also a preprint, May 2026. The researchers built a 2-stage system called LYRA, LLM Enhanced RAG for ad auction, and tested it on a synthetic benchmark. The core problem. If you use only keyword similarity to decide which ad to show in a chatbot answer, you get the wrong ads and you get repetition. Show the same advertiser 3 times in one conversation, users tune out. Right, so here's what they built. Stage 1, a fast text matching pre-filter that narrows thousands of possible ads down to a shortlist. Stage 2, the AI itself reads that shortlist and judges which ad actually fits the conversation. Not just keyword overlap, semantic fit. Does this ad belong in this answer? And they layered in a pricing rule designed so that an advertiser's best move is to bid what their ad is actually worth, not to game the system. Theoretically truthful in the mechanism design sense. What they found. The 2-stage approach beats both pure text matching and pure AI scoring on accuracy and diversity. And it's faster than having the AI score every possible ad from scratch, which matters enormously at production scale when you're paying per token. Here's why this matters in plain business terms. The AI isn't scanning your keywords, it's reading your ad description and deciding whether it fits the conversation. That is a completely different copywriting brief. Not keyword stuffing, contextual explanation, not best CRM software. Try, we help small sales teams close deals without the complexity of enterprise software. Works in the first week, no training required. Yeah, that's the kind of description a semantic relevance system rewards. But here's the catch. Every single experiment ran on synthetic data, artificially generated queries and advertiser descriptions. No real users, no real campaigns, no live traffic. The improved user experience claim, not measured with actual users. This actually bothers me because the user experience piece is the whole justification for the design choices, and it's entirely inferred, not measured. Plain English payoff. AI chatbots are being designed to insert ads by having the AI semantically judge relevance, which means your ad copy needs to sound like a contextually appropriate answer, not a search headline. Here's the business hiding inside the research. Money move. Launch an ad copywriting service specifically optimized for AI chatbot insertion, rewriting advertiser descriptions to score well in LLM-based relevance ranking. Early SEO consultants built entire agencies before Google Ads formalized the market. This is that moment, one layer down. Action step. Take 3 of your current paid search ads and rewrite them as if the AI needs to decide whether they fit a specific user question. Drop the keywords, add context, explain what the product does and who it's for in plain language. That's your test for what AI chatbot copy needs to look like. Evidence check, preprint, synthetic data only, no peer review. The theoretical truthfulness guarantee assumes rational advertiser behavior, which in practice is a strong assumption. Do not treat the system design as validated. Radar verdict, watch list. The architecture is practical and forward-looking, but synthetic-only evidence means we're still waiting for real-world confirmation. The copywriting implication, though, that one you can start testing today without waiting for the paper to mature. This is the paper I almost skipped. It looks like a cybersecurity paper. It is not. It is a risk management paper. And if your team is building or buying AI agents, this matters right now. Paper 3. Here's the business question. If you deploy an AI agent to automate web-based marketing tasks, competitive research, ad buying, form submissions, how confident are you that the agent is actually doing what you think it's doing? This paper is a proof of concept attack study. The researchers built a controlled environment with a real web server and a malicious server injecting fake tools via compromised third-party scripts. Then they ran 5 attack conditions against 3 frontier AI models, GPT 5.4, Claude Opus 4.6, and Gemini 2.5 Flash. The attack is called Mid-Session Tool Injection, MSTI. When an AI agent is browsing the web, it relies on tools registered through the Web MCP protocol. An attacker can hijack or fake those tools mid-session by exploiting browser timing tricks, or just renaming a malicious tool to sound legitimate. Here's what happened. The race condition hijacking attack, where a malicious script swaps in a fake tool during the registration window, succeeded 100% of the time. All three models, every time. The AI had zero ability to detect the swap. A slightly simpler timing attack succeeded 94% of the time on average. And the stealthy part? The AI appeared to complete the task normally. The user saw a normal result. The agent was quietly redirected to leak sensitive data to the attacker's server. I'm telling you, that is the piece that should stop you mid-meeting. Not that the agent failed, that it appeared to succeed while it was being robbed. That is not a security edge case. That is a liability with your customer data attached to it. The simpler tool framing attack, just renaming a fake tool convincingly, succeeded 59 to 61% of the time, which means even the dumb version of this attack works more often than not. But here's the catch. Controlled lab environment. WebMCP is newly emerging and not yet widely deployed in mainstream marketing stacks. Real-world attack rates may differ. Preprint, not peer-reviewed. Here's where I'd be careful. The fact that WebMCP isn't widespread yet does not mean you have time to wait. Protocols scale fast once platforms adopt them, and by the time this is mainstream, the attack tooling will be mature too. Plain English payoff. AI agents browsing the web can be silently hijacked through the tools they use, and all three leading AI models fell for it in testing, while appearing to complete the task normally. Here's the monetizable angle. Money move. If you build or consult on AI agent workflows for marketing automation, add a WebMCP security audit to your service offering now. Enterprises deploying AI agents for ad buying, competitive research, or workflow automation will need exactly this. And the supply of people who can do it is close to zero today. Action step. If your team uses any AI agent that browses the web or interacts with third-party sites, ask your vendor one question before your next deployment review. How do you verify tool identity when third-party scripts are present? If they don't have a clear answer, that's your answer. Evidence check. Controlled lab environment, not real-world marketing systems. 3 models tested. Results may not generalize to every configuration. WebMCP is newly emerging. Preprint, no peer review. Radar verdict, watch list, but leaning harder toward action than the other 2 papers today. The attack surface is real. The success rates are alarming in controlled conditions, and the vendors deploying AI agents into marketing workflows are moving faster than the security conversations. At first glance, these 3 papers look completely separate. A neuron auction, a chatbot ad system, a security attack. But together, they show something that should reframe how you think about the next 2 years of paid media and marketing automation. The infrastructure of AI-powered advertising is being designed right now, in research labs, in preprints, in systems that don't have real-world validation yet. And the design decisions being made today will determine who has leverage when these systems go live at scale. Not keyword strategies, infrastructure decisions. Not ad copy, architecture. Paper 1 says the very concept of what you're bidding on in AI advertising is changing from a keyword to a model weight. Paper 2 says the way your ad description is written will determine whether the AI selects it at all. Paper 3 says the agents you're deploying to automate that world can be silently compromised before anyone notices. Here's what I keep coming back to. All 3 papers are preprints. None of them have real-world validation. And yet, the underlying shift they're all pointing at is not theoretical. The AI chatbot platforms are already running ad experiments. The agent deployment is already happening in enterprise marketing stacks. The attack surface is real, even if the specific protocol isn't widespread yet. So here's the tension. The research is early, but the market is moving. And if you wait for peer-reviewed, production-scale evidence before you start thinking about any of this, you're going to be having that conversation after the infrastructure is already built without you. Here's the playbook from today. 1. Identify one person on your team or in your network who tracks mechanistic interpretability and AI monetization research. Not to act, to watch. The Neuron auction paper is early, but the direction it points is not going away. 2. Take 3 of your current paid search ads and rewrite them for semantic relevance, as if an AI is deciding whether they fit a specific user question. Drop the keywords, add context. Run it as an experiment before your next campaign review. 3. Before your next AI agent deployment, ask your vendor how they verify tool identity when third-party scripts are involved. If they don't have an answer, put a hold on that deployment. Evidence check on all of that. All 3 papers today are preprints with no peer review. 2 rely entirely on synthetic or simulated data. None have been tested at production scale with real users. Use them to decide what to test, not what to blindly believe. Links to all 3 papers are in the show notes. Read the originals before making major decisions. Want the human expert take? Join Dr. Eva Wolf every Friday for the AI Marketing Radar Roundup, where she extracts no-nonsense money-making tips, practical strategy, and real business opportunities from the week's research. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. This is Evita for Big Plans Media, and I'll be back in the next Radar Brief.